We live in a world where brand and businesses sometimes gauge success on the number of followers or likes. Is that a smart gauge, and is that what you expected when you first coined the term permission marketing?
It's an unalterably stupid way to keep track of what you're doing. It just really is.
I think it's so important because in the salon world right now, you've got so many stylists that are, a lot of the independent stylists especially, who are going on Instagram and building I can hear in the languaging, they're rating themselves on how many followers they have.
Right.
And then you have the old guard, a lot of the older salons that have been around for 50 years, which they don't use technology, and they're saying, but they're terrible at their craft.
Right.
And we have clients that love us, so there's this...
Something in between.
Yes.
So one way to think about it is if you took a long flight and someone says, did you have a good flight? And you say, I did because my row was a prime number. I was in row 7. There's no relationship between whether your row is a prime number and how good the flight was.
Right.
And the reason is because it's really easy to change rows.
Right.
So I have a friend, and she had a rule. She couldn't have a negative ratio of her Instagram followers to followed.
Got it.
So she always wanted more followers than people she was following, and she was stuck at 70.
Right.
So for her birthday, I bought her 15,000 Instagram followers. And it costs $199, right? You pay $199, and she's sitting at home on her birthday and goes, bing, 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 and she knew it was me.
Oh, she did? I was going to ask you.
Yeah, she knew it was me.
All right.
So now she can follow all the people she wants.
Right. Problem solved.
I can tell you how to get followers. It's really easy to get followers, right? Topless photos, feuds with celebrities.
I'm not sure that would work for me, but yes.
Yeah, it would actually. Anything. Just be a jerk, be a sideshow.
Right.
What does that have to do with anticipated personal and relevant messages to people who want to get them? Nothing.
Yeah.
So the minute you start trying to make a number go up is the minute that number stops being a useful metric of whether you're actually doing a good job.
So that makes sense, and is it then better for a stylist or hairdresser, what should they then be focusing on? More on their actual craft, right?
So I have a bunch to say about craft.
That's the part where we could use help.
So here's the thing. There are 2 million people in the United States who have earned licensing in hairdressing.
Yes.
And every year they make between 200 and 300,000 more of those people.
Yeah.
We do not have a shortage of competent hairstylists.
Yes.
And if you become slightly more competent, it won't matter. If you become even more than slightly competent, it won't matter. That the fact is, in a blind taste test, people can't tell the difference between $10 wine and a $100 bottle of wine. In a blind taste test, they can't tell the difference between a Hyundai and a Honda. And they certainly can't tell the difference between a $50 haircut and a $100 haircut.
Yeah.
What they're paying for isn't the scissors or the dye. What they're paying for is, how does it feel to have this transaction?
The experience.
That is what we pay for. So that is the craft.
Got it.
Everybody who you're talking to, who's watching this, who comes to these events, they're already really good at the other part. It's the experience. Does it matter? What do I tell my friends about it? One thing that's fascinating about this industry, if I compare it to getting a massage, if a woman gets a good haircut, and I'm using women because it's styling, right? If a woman gets a good haircut, 5 friends say to her, wow, you look great. And then she announces where she got her haircut. But if you get a great massage, nobody says, wow.
So true.
You look like you got a great massage.
So true.
So built into the industry is a purple cow, which is people want to talk about what just happened.
Yeah.
But too often we're so busy doing our job, we forget that our craft isn't our job. Our craft is, did we do something worth talking about? Did we connect with a human being in a way that they would miss us? If we're going to bother being online, what are we delivering online that someone wants to hear from us? If it's just, our hours change from 8:30 to 8:45, I don't need to follow you to get that, right? On the other hand, if you as a human, as a personality, as a contributor, are talking about the fact that in your spare time you give 40 hours a week to the Autism Foundation, or you do this, or you do that, and I like you, now there's a bridge.
Yes.
But I'm not going to follow you because you want me to follow you. I'm going to follow you because I want to follow you.
That's very profound. I love that. And I can't tell you how needed that is for our